Hello and welcome to the Volume Up podcast. Today I'm joined by my co-host, Cameron and Marcus. Please say hello.
Hello there.
Hello there.
Cameron?
I did
Cameron?
say hello there, but I
Oh,
said
well,
it at the
okay.
exact same time as Marcus.
Ah,
Okay.
well, we have, well, first up actually, let's address this. Sorry for missing 2 weeks. I hope it's 2 weeks and that's not longer. But we've been very busy. Marcus went away for a week.
With shit Wi-Fi.
Very shit Wi-Fi. That's a very good point. Which we'll be talking about that later. And this week it was kind of just we just had a lot of stuff going on. I had to have a filling done and stuff like that. But we'll get onto that later. But first, in the UK, there are some pretty big news. There are theatres, casinos, and bowling alleys being opened this weekend, which I think is both a bad mistake, but also could be a good thing. I don't know. It's a good thing for people who aren't stupid, but considering in the UK right now we're being said that we might go under lockdown again, I don't know how I feel about it.
Ah, shit.
I personally think it's very, very stupid considering you're touching a lot of things in like casinos and bowling alleys. Theatres, okay, that's fine, I guess. Just don't be too packed together, don't be too close. You could space out seats and whatnot, but the other two, no.
They should space people out, definitely.
Yeah, it's, I've seen clips. Well, not clips. I've seen a picture or something, and they've basically taped up the seats because you know how you've got foldable seats in most cinemas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like how they fold downwards. They've taped them up and kept them up so you can't use them, and then they put them distance away.
That's
So
smart.
I don't think you can go in big groups to cinemas. I think you can maybe go in like twos, and that's it, really.
But with casinos, it's harder because you have to be all be around like one table for things like blackjack and stuff.
Yeah.
yeah.
So you can't really social distance as well compared to theatres.
Well, the thing is, things like bingos have been open for a while now.
Yeah.
Like I know my mum goes to a bingo, and she's been able to go there for a month and so now. So it's kind of weird that that's not been open. Like casinos haven't been open yet. If bingos are,
I mean, that's kind of different though. Since bingo, you can sit further apart.
Oh, yeah,
There's
no.
no requirement to
I
sit
know
near
there is a
each other.
difference. I'm just saying like they're not far off each other in the sense of like you have freedom to move around.
Yeah.
How are they
Um,
actually separating it in things like bowling? Like, you're all touching the same balls. Whoa.
Same with cards.
Yeah,
yeah,
and
but
with
at the
cards
same
as well.
time, if you go in as a group, let's say, I'm assuming that you're all taking precautions, and it's probably like you're only really like, if you're together as a group, right? You're together as it is. So if you go in together and you have your own balls or whatever, like bowling balls, as long as you don't go and grab other ones from like the racks or whatever, which I'm assuming there won't be any,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
you are then just touching the same bowling balls as everyone in your group, right? So then
Yeah.
therefore you're not, even if you, unless you was social distancing beforehand, which let's be honest, most people that hang out in groups aren't social distancing, unless it's like a huge group. It's not really that big of a difference.
Plus, the staff can wash the balls after every group is finished.
Exactly, that's what I was trying to say a minute ago. Well, I was going to say after, sorry, not trying to say.
It's a bit more requiring on the staff though, because I mean, normally the balls just pass through the whole machine and go all the way around. There's no one else can really touch them except the people that actually use them for bowling itself. So I'm not sure how problematic it's going to be to like actually put in a cleaning regime to that.
Well, and it's
But casinos are, like,
bear in mind,
different.
they'll probably have to clean it anyway, but they'll just have to clean it now after every use. Which I guess, yes, it is, more on them, but at the same time, then they are actually working. They've got their job back.
Yeah.
Whereas
The thing is
compared to before, where they probably would have been earning less for not being there. Because for me personally, I get paid. I'm not actually. I really shouldn't say. I get paid every week, but I don't get paid nearly as much as I would if I was actually working. And I'm assuming it's the same for people who work in bowling alleys and such, and these other jobs as well. Yes, you may have more things to do, like having to clean seats, having to clean the machines casinos, and in bowling alleys it's the actual bowling balls, and shoes, I guess. I guess not
It's
really.
the thing with
'cause
cards,
you're
though.
you're wearing thingy.
Like-
But
Like in casinos, like everyone touches the cards. It's
Yeah.
gonna be really hard to limit the card touching and cleaning the cards one by one.
unless
So
they
that'd
give
be
you
very
gloves, I
awkward for
guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like
well,
latex gloves.
it still spreads to everyone that's not wearing gloves.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
'Cause
people.
it-
No, but I'm saying
Even
like
if the
maybe they.
dealer is.
I'm saying if they made like requirement,
Yeah, they could do.
I doubt they will
actually,
though.
But
probably
yeah,
not. No.
again, I doubt they will.
I'm really excited about it though, because obviously I've planned to go out with people, Matt, and go to, theatre, watch films and stuff like that. Unless they meaning. Oh, I had a bit of my audacity messed up a little bit there. Unless they're meaning actual theatres, I'm hoping they mean theatres and cinemas.
Yeah.
They do come under that name a lot of the time.
I mean, cinemas will probably be a bit better because with theatres, obviously, there has to have like actors and things like that to be there.
Yeah. Yeah, but there is plays going on, and practice plays, and I've seen a lot of workplaces where they don't social distance, and anyway, you can't a lot of the time. When you think about it, in like a fast food restaurant, do you really think they're social distancing?
True.
No, not really.
Because it's a very cramped space.
Exactly.
There are some points where
Um,
it's kind of impossible to avoid it whilst actually
Well, I
doing
guess
it.
some people would argue that, in those kind of places, they're wearing gloves. They can wear the guard thingy.
The face guard.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
face guard thing. That's like clear plastic. They could be wearing that, yeah. But I haven't really seen them wear that in places like KFC. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it. It's just I feel like people are going to ruin it.
Probably
Definitely.
because there are a lot of idiots. But these are kind of people that we have waited a long time for things like theatres, casinos, bowling alleys to be actually reopened, but you don't want to abuse the fact that they are now open because it's kind of a good thing that we have it. We do still have an epidemic going on, so people need to still be careful.
We don't want to cause a second lockdown.
So this is actual. So from Saturday, August 15th, socially distanced audiences will also be allowed into indoor venues. So that could actually be like, they say audience though, so I don't think that means party venues. But it then says, while wedding receptions of up to 30 people will also be permitted. So maybe that is party venues, but I guess maybe it is just weddings. I don't know.
Yeah. I suppose it's true with
That's
certain
made me
things,
realise.
like weddings, for example, where it is very hard to get in a bunch of people that, I mean, most of them will know each other, be fine with each other anyway. It's not like they are complete total strangers. But to actually celebrate something like that, especially considering that it is a part of people's culture, that it is kind of ruined by an epidemic. Whereas things like theatres, I suppose, are just more like, come in and watch a show for entertainment or something. But either way,
Yeah.
it's quite tough for people to have to change up sort of how they're accustomed to doing it, with things like having to social distance and whatnot.
Well, I mean,
I feel sorry for the people whose weddings have been cancelled because of the pandemic.
I've just sent in a picture to you two. I know that people at home won't be able to see it. But it's just it proved it was just the picture I was talking about earlier, where there are some people that are by themselves, some people who are in twos, but in between them, all the seats have been put up, and then they've been kind of not taped up necessarily, but they've made it so then you can't like it shows okay you shouldn't sit here and there should be a gap. And I'm guessing that on things like the View Cinema like app, or not app rather, but the website where you can book seats, there will be gaps where you can't book here, you can't book there, and if you want to be in a 2, you have to book here.
Yeah,
Is
there'll
my
be sectioned
assumption.
off areas. I mean, we can
Yeah.
also try and get our editor to put that image in for people at home who want to see as well, because
Yeah.
it's quite
If
interesting.
not, then understandable. We do
Insert
ask a lot of Alex,
awkward
but
not a picture here.
it's most likely Alex has just turned around and said no.
Probably.
It's also likely Alex has flipped off the screen while doing this.
Probably.
Most likely.
Most likely, yes.
Most definitely. But yeah,
It's good that these companies are pushing these things instead of just saying let's open it and do nothing about it.
that is true.
So- Although I'm sure some companies are doing that, or saying that they do these restrictions but don't enforce them. Because while I was on holiday, I went to a local supermarket, and on the front there was a sign saying that you have to wear a mask. You can't come in if you're not wearing one. But I saw several people inside not wearing masks, and the staff did nothing about it.
Hmm.
Yeah, I did hit a lot of people are kind of struggling with the idea that you know, like staff that aren't used to enforcing this. Like, I understand, you know, if you're like a security guard or a bouncer or whatever, you're used to kind of telling people not to do things that are wrong. But if you're just some like person that works in a shop, you know, someone that walks in without a mask, it's going to be awkward
Awkward.
to tell them to wear a mask or tell them to get out because they're not. At the same time, also, this person is someone who's come in to buy something to give your company or your shop or business money in return for a service, which yeah, it's rejecting business because of just something like, oh, you have to wear a mask. Sorry, get out.
Yeah, but I think it's not just wearing a mask, and I think people are blinded by that. Some people think,
Yeah.
oh, it's just wearing a mask. You know, it's not going to do it. It does do a lot though. It depends. Well, it depends on the mask. If you've got a shit mask, then it most likely will not do anything for you.
If you've cut a hole in the
But-
front, it's gonna do nothing.
Oh, those idiots who cut holes in it so they can breathe.
I've
better.
started. It gets really stuffy, man. Let me just cut a hole open.
Or people who have their nose poking out.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I've done that in the past, but I'll do it. I'll pull my mask down to breathe. I'll put it back up.
Yeah.
But I'll do it outside. I won't do it inside of like a place normally.
Or
And if
cramped spaces.
I do it, it will literally be one breath, which I know it doesn't really matter really. Like that's still bad. It's just like a lot of the time, if it's a really hot day, I can't really help that. You know what I mean? I'm really stuffy and I feel really lightheaded. I need to do something.
Yeah.
But talking of lightheadedness, and it being a hot day, England has just been on a mad walk recently, and
Jesus.
what feels like 30 degrees. Well, sorry, let me change that. What is 30 degrees here feels like it's about 40. Like I've been to hot countries before, right? Years ago, and my God, there's been 30s and stuff like that. It's not felt like this. This feels horrid. I've 24/7. I have to have a fan on me, whether I'm sleeping, whether it's during the day. It's just I'm sweltering all the time. I feel really nauseated. I don't want to get up because I feel just so hot and sweaty and clammy. It's horrible.
Yeah,
But-
it has been incredibly hot, and I mean, stuck inside with both my windows open constantly and a fan on, I still feel so hot. I don't know, other people from other countries gonna be like, oh yeah, but that's probably not that hot. We are so used to rain and just more rain and cold that it has been
I enjoy
so
rain.
hard to deal with. Although we did get quite the torrential hailstorm afterwards, but
That
Well,
caught us off though, which is good.
You got a hailstorm. I just got normal rain here.
I've got thunder and everything.
Well, yeah, thunder. I tell you what, it was really sunny, right? I mean, I heard a massive thunder, and I was like, where have you came from? Like, where we've been needing this? Why you just come out of nowhere? Like we've all been about to give up because it's just too hot, and then just boom, thunder, lightning, rain.
It's like cooling down the whole of England at
Yeah,
once.
basically.
yeah.
It's now been
Not
the
everyone
past
had
few
the
days
rain,
it's been
though.
raining.
But before the rain came, I was absolutely sweating buckets. I had 3 fans pointing at me at once and both windows open, and I was still just dying of heat.
So whereas before we was wet inside, now if we go outside we'll be wet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it also hasn't helped
From
having
sweat to
PCs on
wet.
consistently throughout the entire day. And
Yeah, I
like,
think. Sorry, Karen. Yeah.
but I mean, it's just because my sleep pattern's so messed up that it's just my PC's always on, and it's just
This
heating
man,
my room.
this man woke up at 5.
PM.
Yeah. That's just me, I guess.
It's just a bit mad. I mean, I know Marcus here. He kind of forced me to sleep last night. But I tell you what, I have not slept that good in a while. So I'm really grateful for that. Managed to actually get myself to sleep at 12 because I normally go to sleep at like 4, 3, something like that. Not 4 or 3, like around 4 or 3. Bear in mind. But I don't know. I think coronavirus has kind of screwed everyone's sleep patterns up. Really.
Yeah. I mean,
I
there are
mean,
some
this
people
heat
that
has
still do
definitely
have
not
to work.
helped.
No, it hasn't. Trying to sleep in the heat has been awful. And I mean, so recently we did have 36 degrees on average, looking at it now. So it's been very hot for us.
Oh, lovely. 36. My favourite. Jesus.
But yeah, it did eventually get quite a bit.
Hot.
Yeah, it got colder afterwards, and it's cooler now. But
But I still need a fan. I still feel really hot in my room. I've got my window open. I don't think I've closed my window in like the past week.
nah, literally, me neither.
Yeah.
I think mine's been open since the beginning of quarantine, but it's
Yeah,
been.
it's one of our friends the other day said about how he hasn't closed his in like 5 months, and I was like, that's a bit insane.
Yeah,
Weird.
I mean, the amount of bugs that come through. Ugh, I hate that.
Yeah, I
Is it-
normally don't like opening mine because of that reason. Like, I will always get like a wasp or a normal fly come through. It's horrible.
I think the amazing thing though about the placement of my fan, and sorry if this is mildly disturbing, but every time a fly comes through one of my windows, he just gets minced in the fan. But
I thought it'd be something else about your fan pointing somewhere in particular.
no,
No, that would be you.
that would be
Yeah, that
you.
would be me.
Yes.
Yes.
We're not going to mention it, obviously.
No, we're just gonna
Um,
pass by as if it
but
hasn't already been
Marcus,
brought up.
Marcus, how many fans do you have aimed at
I
you?
have 3.
Right.
I only have one.
I've got one big one, one medium, one small.
I have one.
So
just
you've got the
kind
Goldilocks. You've got the Goldilocks of
of fans.
fans. I was about to say
They're
flowers.
all cold.
This fan's too cold.
This fan's too hot, somehow.
Yeah, it's on fire.
My
blows
fan
hot
started overheating the other night. I was really concerned. I was like, how does a fan overheat? Your job is to cool down, not to get hot.
You had one job. You failed.
Exactly. One job.
Yeah, well, I mean, I am now starting to get hotter. I have turned my fan off now because it will probably make noise.
You know,
during
I'm sorry,
this.
guys. If you do hear my fan, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry at the same time. 'Cause I'd rather not die.
That is
It's either
correct.
that or you hear me literally in pain.
Yes.
Because my
I
skin
think it's
is
the one time
melting.
I've had all my windows closed and all my fans off just for the stream. So I know because there's tons of noise outside and my fans make a fuck ton too.
Yeah.
So if I had them all on, then you wouldn't be able to hear me.
your mic is quite sensitive normally as well, so
Yeah.
Yeah, so it'd be even worse. You can hear my chair squeak when I move.
see, I can't touch my desk really because you can hear my desk, and I'll let you guys in on a secret. My microphone is in a Pringles can, right? Because my my microphone arm broke a long time ago, and I've just honestly not. I've got so used to it. I just haven't got used. I just haven't got around to buying a new arm. So my microphone is in a Pringles can.
That's the question. How long has it actually been in that Pringles can?
I don't know.
It's been that long, you don't even know.
It's
anymore.
been longer than quarantine.
Oh my god.
So if you hear a sudden clank, that's just Brandon knocking over his microphone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. But it does happen sometimes, you know. I'll go down, do something underneath my desk. I'll come back up, and then I'll smack my Pringles can and just go flying.
It's damn.
I just hit my head on the table most times.
Ow, that hurts.
My chair can just
Yeah,
rock
indeed.
side to side and makes really annoying noise. I'm having
So-
to lean on one side when I do this.
Both my chair and my microphone stand both squeak when I move them, so I have to keep very still. But even then, it still squeaks sometimes.
Yeah. Wow.
But I mean, since we're talking about us,
Yep.
I want to cut that bit out because I was really quiet.
Yes. Cut that section out, Alex.
Snippy, snippy.
Since we're talking about us, might as well move on to the next section, which is about us, the 3 boys. And
Yes.
you know, let me start it off by asking you guys some questions, okay?
Alright.
Now, how do we think the UK would change if anyone, regardless of age, yeah? So even if you was 10, 9,
8.
other numbers, could vote, how do you think it would change?
Horribly.
I think it would actually... It would include a lot more of people's interests. It's just that from a certain age, your interests
certain
aren't
point
really
of view.
very wise.
Uh-huh.
So
I
in-
want,
Exactly.
I want the new MP to be Thomas the Tank Engine.
This guy likes building sandcastles. I like that.
I mean, it would include people's interests a lot more, but
Yeah.
I mean, on
But
this,
does that mean that those interests are good?
no, it does not.
No, it doesn't.
No.
But I do think
Um,
that there are some ages where people, because I mean, it's 18, right? The voting age. Right.
Yes.
I think it should be 16.
Haha, you guys can't vote.
Shut up.
I mean, though technically, you get taxed at 16, right?
Yes, you do.
Yes.
Well, if it means you can't vote, so you have taxation without representation, which is kind of illegal.
Kind of a bit of a
Oh, wait, no,
bar.
not
Speaking,
illegal.
yes.
Bad.
I think that you should not be able to vote if you do not pay tax because you do not contribute. I think you need to be able to contribute, and like put in your vote to what people should be doing for the country and for you, as long as you're paying in as well. Because the way the system works is that, yes, I mean, we're amazing. We have free healthcare. It is paid for by taxes, so everything has to come all the way around to people, which means they have to put in. And obviously, having to pay tax at 16, yeah, I think that you do have to then be able to vote at that age. I think it's only fair.
Yeah, exactly.
And people that are 16, and I know I'm not going to include myself. I know that some people have interesting views on the way that they think about it. I've been spoken to by people, especially in and around like my sixth form, where people are just discussing things that they actually have quite good interests and points on, like who's good for doing what and why we should vote for this person and not that person. And it's like, well, actually, that's a fair point. People do have quite interesting things to talk about and think
Yeah.
about, even from a younger age.
I
Agreed.
personally would keep it at 18. As much as I agree with you guys, I just think the thing is, there are a lot of people I know that who are 18 and still can't make mature enough decisions. And while yes, there are 17, 16-year-old people who are, as you said, they do bring up really good points. At the same time, for as many as there are kids that are like that, there are also kids that are the opposite. And there are people out there who will be dumb as a brick and will just say, I want this person because their mum said so.
Yeah.
But aren't there like already people like that who are
Yeah,
dumb as a
no,
brick?
There are
no,
people like that
I'm
at
not saying
every
there isn't.
age.
I'm just saying there is there for every age, but I'm
There's-
saying with age, I feel like there comes a bit more maturity because of. I'm not saying that's like a fact. I'm just saying
I think generally speaking,
I
yeah,
I know
agree.
2 years ago I would have looked at Boris Johnson and thought he's a dickhead, get rid of him. Nowadays I think he's not actually that bad. In reality, he's not. He's not. Like compared to someone like Theresa May, who was was gobshite for a prime minister. Realistically, all you need to say or mention is when she danced, and that's it. If
Yeah,
you get it, you
that's-
get it. Do you usually get
That
it?
became a meme.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, yeah. But 2 years ago, I thought she's not that bad. But like nowadays, I know that she is. And I know that he's not he's not the best. He's not perfect, but he is trying his damned hardest at times. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Bear in mind, this is probably one of the worst situations for a prime minister to be in. And he's not been in. How long has he been a prime minister for? So is this not his second year or first year? Isn't it?
Not sure.
I think
I mean,
it's
I think
coming to the end of his first, isn't it? Or am I being
Yeah,
an
I
idiot?
think so. It's either his second or first year.
Either the start of
if-
the second
if
or the end of his first.
If we're
somewhere
wrong,
around
then
there.
sorry, we're wrong. But we're
Yeah.
still. My point is, he's still in his early years,
Yeah, there is always a level of
and
like,
yet he is being thrown. He's had everything thrown at him. Hell, he got coronavirus, and he's still standing.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like
he
not.
has faced a lot, and he's doing very well. I mean, from anyone's perspective, yeah, to me he's not the greatest, but no one really is going to be the greatest. The thing is that he's doing
Yeah.
it very very well, considering there is a
Like,
lot of pressure.
If
on him.
anyone out there is wants to, argue against that and be like, well, you're wrong. You're just a kid. You don't know what you're saying. You're right. I don't know, but at the same time, I'm allowed to have my own opinion. I'm not saying he's perfect. There could be people out there who are much better than him. I'm just saying, for what is it worth at this moment in time, I think he's doing a really good job.
Yeah, he is.
But put your opinions down in the comment section.
Yes.
Who do you think would be either A, a better prime minister or would be better than him.
Yeah.
What do you think of a maximum voting age?
Ooh,
No,
that,
Do you think that should be in
I don't think
place?
there should be.
I mean, okay, on points of like, there's like, some people aren't really with the current age. People that are kind of too old to be well, I say living in this era, like they don't really understand what. That sounded really bad. I'm sorry, but like,
You're too old to live. Don't die.
what I mean is
Oh,
that
this
the
one's got
people-
to 70. Oh, well, go on.
Time to kill her.
Yeah, but like,
Oh.
the thing is for people that don't quite understand the day and age and what we kind of need. Because yeah, they don't really like. I wouldn't consider them experts to vote, but I wouldn't consider many people experts to vote. I think it's in the same way that some people don't know what they're on about, but they have their own opinions. They are entitled to it, and it is contributive to the entire country. So I say let them. I don't think that we should have a maximum voting age.
Yeah, I know. I see what you mean.
So,
For me, like when you get to a point where I don't think there should be a maximum voting age, but when you get to the point where you become senile, that's the point where you shouldn't be able to vote.
Hmm.
That's not really a specific age.
Nah, not really. But yes, next question, perhaps.
what is one language do you wish you could speak? I personally wish I could speak Japanese.
I think that's mine too.
Yeah, because I don't, would I want to speak? No, I'd want to speak Japanese. It's definitely one of the harder languages out there to learn.
It is very difficult. Trust me, I have tried. It is so hard. But it's something that I would like to watch, just anime without subtitles or dubbing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mine would be Spanish, since I go to Spain every now and again, like every few years, and it's quite a common language.
Yeah,
And
it's quite common.
if I ever do move to Spain, which I do want to do at some point, it'd be very useful.
Yeah. Thing is, though, I've tried to learn languages in the past. I tried to learn German. I tried to learn Swedish. I tried to learn Japanese. I didn't really do very well with them. The language I did best with was probably Romanian, and even then, I don't actually know that much. I haven't done it in a while. It's mostly because I have friends from Romania that were like teaching me as I go. But languages are something that I actually find a massive interest in, is because it's not just everyone in the same world speaks the same tongue. Is that we all have different ways of seeing things, and it's not even just like the words that we say, little phrases that don't have a translation to other languages. For example, we say good luck. Japanese, they don't say good luck. They don't believe in luck. They say do your best, which I think is a much better attitude than what we have as good luck. Not rather than leaving it to luck, is to being able to do your best.
And if you live
That's a good
under
mind frame.
some stairs and have a scar and some glasses, you speak Parselton and talk to snakes.
Yes.
What? Oh, okay.
God, imagine being able to actually speak to snakes.
That'd be sick. But that's a different question entirely.
Yes.
I'm a snake.
Well, that's like,
How would
I don't
you
really
judge
see
a person? What do you
oh,
guys say?
how do I judge a person?
Do you judge them by their book, by their cover, by their content, or by their autobiography on the back?
I actually judge them by how they judge me, mostly. I think
That
I
was
do
none
look
of the
at
things I said. How dare you?
because I have my own answer, right? That's how I dare. But like, it's things like I can look at someone and go, yeah, their eyebrows, they look like an intense person. They look like they just don't like anyone. They look like they don't want to be here. I
Oh,
mean,
their
that's
eyebrows?
me, basically. Their eyebrows is normally what I look at first. Eyebrows, eyes, and cheeks, normally. And if the thing is I don't see many people smiling the first time I meet them. Normally because they've looked at me and gone, there's no reason to smile, it's only this guy. But like, if I do see someone smiling, I do judge people by their smile. But most of all, I kind of tend to listen out and look at what people tend to look at. And if anything to do with me, especially if they despise me by any instant look at all, because I know that some people do. Alright, I know that sounds probably really bad, but I judge people on how they judge me, because, I don't know, I feel like I know me well enough to say that anyone that has an opinion on me is like, I can compare, if that makes sense.
So, if I came up to you and said, "I don't really like you," what was your reaction then?
I say that you have a very decisive idea of what you like. because
Would you?
Well, that's not
it's-
judging someone. That's just saying what I like and what I don't like. But
Well,
it's not actually judging what like.
the thing is
Because
that
I'd
you've
say like
judged me
judging
enough.
someone is judging who they are.
I suppose you judge people on who they are, and then you get your opinion about it. And if you tell me that you don't like me, to me that tells me that you're able to say to someone that you don't like them. Whereas other people will just smile at me even if they hate me, and that's something that I hate. I hate that fake idea. I'd rather people actually genuinely do something like honest. I like honesty. There's the thing. And so judging people's idea on how they actually, not just their idea of me, like what there actually is in their head, but how they actually put that out there. If they say to me that they hate me, then fair enough. That's something I like. I like that honesty. Doesn't mean that I'm gonna like hate or like them back. It's just that I like that honesty. But I do judge people on that idea.
For me, it's two things. It's A, something that's a bit more like physical, and then B, that's something more like later on. But the main thing I will judge straight up is, or how I judge them rather, is their clothes. And I don't mean, oh, that person's poor, that person's rich. I mean, that person has more confidence about them because of how they're wearing it, compared to that person who's maybe wearing more secluded clothing that shows that they are more personal, you know what I mean? Maybe more to themselves. And that's kind of how I first judge people. But it's not like it's a harsh judgment, because I know that can change. Like I wear a lot of hoodies and such like that, like a lot of hoodies. But I'm not necessarily a person that's very secluded. I am at the same time, but I say I'm a lot more loud and outgoing nowadays. I used to be really secluded, but not anymore. But the other thing is I would judge them on how we talk and how we interact.
Yeah.
So like if let's say the first time I'm talking to them, whether it's text message or on a voice call or just face to face, I will judge them on how we bounce off each other, how we talk to each other. Because like with you two, I get along with you really well, because when I first met you, we was bouncing off each other. We was able to keep the jokes going. It felt natural.
Yeah. Wait, so okay, right. So my general outfit that I wear is just black jeans, black trainers. I wear a black shirt with skulls on the front and a black jacket. What's your idea of me?
You think you're really edgy, but you're quite secluded to yourself. You don't really like. You keep to yourself a lot. You don't really like to interact well with others. Well, rather, you don't interact well with other people, and that's just because you just can't really get along with them that much for the most part. That's what
Yeah.
I would say.
Spot on.
Which I know it's true as well. So I guess it's a bit biased, but I know
Yeah.
that kind of look as well. That kind of gives it off.
Yeah.
It's like they're kind of trying to be edgy one, but it's like you can kind of tell. Whereas like I would go full black, but I will wear stuff like I will wear shorts. I will try and wear like a bright t-shirt or whatever. I'll wear maybe a black hoodie, but I'll try and wear a bright t-shirt. And I won't wear like all covered up, because I think it's when you cover up everything, that's when it shows more like you want to be secluded, you want to be by yourself, or you kind of more to yourself in general rather than just wanting to be by yourself.
I just wear whatever's in the closet. Well, that's on top of this shirt. Better wear that.
But I'm just saying,
Don't
like,
really care about the colour
I think
scheme.
that when people, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying when people say like, "Oh, I'll just wear whatever," you're subconsciously going for certain things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
True.
Because that's the same way I do it. Like I know that I will go for anything in my wardrobe, but at the back of my head I'll be like, well, this has to match. So I'll pick certain colours, or I'll pick certain tops that go with certain things, because I know I want to make it match and I want to make it feel like it flows the outfit. You know what I mean? I won't wear like purple shorts and then I don't know, like an orange top or something. I will try and make sure that my outfit feels like it flows.
Yeah.
Trying to use the right words there, without sounding like an ass.
Purple
But
short and
what
orange top.
about you, Marcus? How do you
Yeah.
judge someone?
Usually by the way they act with other people.
Hmm.
Like if they're a dickhead to other people, I know they're a dickhead. Or to me, I know they're a dickhead, but it's also how they speak as well. You can tell by how they phrase things and stuff whether they're being serious or whether they're a bad person or not. Really, because you can tell if someone's being intentionally annoying. It's usually in their voice, or if it's by accident or just their opinion. Again, it's in their voice.
Yeah, I suppose
But
you can.
it's hard to explain how they use their voice to express their opinion though, or their feelings.
Yeah, I suppose you can kind of tell people it can be quite condescending in the way that they phrase things as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's probably a good way of telling people or like understanding people or judging people, I guess. But yeah,
I think that's a very fair one.
gosh.
But that's our 3 questions of the week.
Was that 2 or was that 3?
No,
that
that's
was
2, I
three-
think.
No, that was 3.
Was it?
Yeah, it was. What language? That one we just said. How do you judge a person? And the first one was the UK vote thing.
Oh yeah. Apparently I can't
The 18
count.
was
that.
quite short.
I can count. That is why
Wow.
I've got my diploma, which is something I'm quite happy with. The other day I got an email about how I've got my diploma for childcare, level 3 childcare. That is.
So you can count,
So
but not
now
spell.
I can actually go work and work in a school.
You can teach others to count too.
Yeah.
Just not spell because you can't do that.
No, I can spell. Shut up.
Really.
I can. Okay.
Mm.
No one needs to know that.
Everyone, just saying, Brandon, you cannot spell to save
I
his
can
life.
spell. No, I can spell to save my life. It's just a lot of the time when I'm texting, I want to be quick. I don't, when I'm trying to help a student, I'm not going to be like.
I don't think
I don't think you do that to a student, mate. That sounds quite.
just goes up to a random student.
Well,
Shut
no,
up,
the
shut
thing is,
up.
right, it's like,
Shut
the
up.
thing
You
I've
know what I
learned over
mean?
time to type properly, with good grammar, good spelling, and I type quickly. Obviously, my typing speed is quicker than yours, we did that before. But that's because
I
I've
was
learned
half
to do
asleep,
that
shut up.
without trying to be like, so was I. I didn't sleep that day, remember?
Right, neither did I.
Alright,
I was
yeah,
awake
so
for like I
that's
was awake
fair.
for like 20 hours
Still faster
beforehand.
than you.
It's a competition. Who sleeps the less?
I'll win. I'm always awake. Oh,
Same, to be fair.
that's just not what I meant to say. I meant to say I'm always sleepy.
Well, I mean,
Um,
yeah, I'm always sleepy.
Because as you guys know, I can sleep standing up, which is a talent.
How do you
and
manage
also,
to do that?
I don't know. It's awesome though, but it's also really worrying. Like that's how I missed the bus one time, because I just slept standing
That
up.
bus driver, mate, must have seen something horrendous. He just stops there like, you getting on, mate? You just stood there.
Golden
He's got his eyes
Asleep.
closed. Just walks on the bus while asleep.
Do you guys
Imagine-
sleepwalk,
oh,
actually? Do you
Yeah,
guys
I
sleep-
do.
You do? Damn.
I don't know. Sorry, I don't anymore. I used to though, and it used to be
I
really
used to,
trippy.
yeah.
Thank God I don't anymore, because I think I'd freak people out. Like I'm planning to move in with friends next year. Imagine if I slept walk, because that'd be a bit mad.
That
Just
would
go
be
into,
great.
into the
Oh,
kitchen
hey,
and start
Brandon.
making
Whoa.
cereal.
Just, I'm walking out of my door.
Stop snoring while standing up.
I do snore while I sleep.
Ah, God.
Hi,
Apparently.
Brandon. You okay?
Pretty much, I guess.
See, I don't know about. I mean, okay, I have had people monitor how I sleep before because I don't sleep very well. Suffer from insomnia, which is a pain. But I do talk in my sleep. That much I do know. And I know that at one point I recalled every conversation or everything I said throughout an entire day in my sleep. And I
Oh.
know I did that because when I woke up, my I'm not going to say her name. You guys should know the little thing in the corner of my room.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just say the Alexa in my corner of my room. Don't you dare turn on. Okay, good. Because I have a friend
turn
with a
mine off.
similar name. I had a conversation where I was talking to my friend with that name. Like in
I've
my
now
sleep.
just muted mine just in case.
Yeah. I mean,
Just in case.
I'm not gonna mention
Alexa,
it.
what are you doing?
Don't you dare do that. Okay, she's alright.
Betrayal.
Yeah, you've got really loud headphones, so she could hear me.
I mean, I have turned you
Um,
down specifically for this. But
Good
yeah.
point. And if I shouted, then it would just destroy everyone's ears.
Yeah. I mean, considering earlier I heard your entire conversation while I was downstairs making a hot chocolate, so that was kind of weird.
Jesus.
that was pretty fun. But as well as my diploma now I've got, I also got something else this week, which was yesterday. I had a filling done because the other day when I was eating a pastry, my tooth chipped. So that was pretty fun.
How?
The filling, however, was horrendous because he had to drill, and obviously I think it's Dremel kind of thing, I'm not sure, before actually putting in the filling for my tooth. And it felt horrible because apparently the anaesthetic they use is meant to really numb it to a point where you can't feel it. You're just meant to feel a little bit of discomfort, but I could really feel it and it was hurting like hell. So either he needed to wait a little bit longer or it's less effective on me, which is possible.
Yeah.
Immune.
Well, not immune because it was numb. I remember trying to drink it and I nearly spilt it on me again, like I did last year when I had my other filling. That would have been embarrassing.
Which would have-
But yeah, enough about me. What about you two? What have you been up to the past 2 weeks while we've been, busy?
So, as I've already mentioned, I went away for a while, but I was staying in a caravan for about a week. It was quite fun. Stayed at Weymouth, went to the beach a few times, although I never really sat on it because social distancing and stuff. And I left my stuff, my swimming kit at home, unfortunately. But it was quite good. I bought a flask quoting Tyrion that says, "I drink and I know things." I also got a Tyrion plushie. But overall it was good. But the one thing really bugged me is that the connection was bad, both Wi-Fi and also my data. Like I couldn't connect to anything except Discord for a few seconds at a time. It just blanked out for several minutes. And it was probably the worst connection I've ever had. And I just can't compare it to anything else, really.
What?
But it was fun overall. except for that
McDonald's
part.
Wi-Fi was probably better.
Honest.
Yeah.
Weren't you near like a military base or something? Did you say?
Yeah, it was near a military base.
Yeah, they probably like take all the bandwidth there just because the importance of communications, something like that.
Maybe.
That's probably why it was really bad. Yeah. Also, you say you forgot your swimming kit. Aren't you like really good at swimming or something? Is that, like,
I'd say I'm quite good at swimming, yeah.
Because I know that someone was saying before that you were really, really good. Obviously, that's the parallel opposite of me. I can't
It was
swim.
me because I like to compliment everyone.
Oh, thank you.
Damn. I'm pretty sure it wasn't, but we'll go with it.
Shut up!
Oh,
It was me. Only us three exist. There is no one else.
Yes,
Yeah, well, I can't.
it's a figment of our imagination. The rest of them.
I do want to see you swim at some point. Mostly because you'll probably be topless.
Well,
But-
we should go swimming.
You're
I
talking
haven't
to
swum in
me.
ages though.
Huh?
Like, you want me? Do you mean like a swimming pool or like in a lake or something?
Swimming pool.
Like-
No,
Okay,
swimming
good.
pool.
Cause like,
You stupid! I'm not gonna take you. You've got fear of.
yes,
Like, look, I am quite clearly like the dad of the group, right?
yes.
I'm not going to take you, of all people, to the sea or a lake. You will die.
To be fair,
That's
that-
like punishing you. That's like asking my kid to go sit in the car while I go into a toy store and run around.
You've got a kid.
No, I don't have a kid.
Well, I mean,
no,
technically
no.
me.
Listen, guys, shut up. He's not my kid. I don't have a kid. Okay, I'm 18. I don't have a kid.
All right,
I mean, the age doesn't really matter though. for
It
having
doesn't.
a
It
kid.
doesn't. But I'm not gonna have a kid at 18. Okay.
fair enough. But yeah,
But,
I do have a genuine phobia of like water bodies, lakes, oceans, and rivers and stuff like that. So I would not go swimming and stuff like that. But I do
Yeah.
really want to see Marcus swim, and I do
Yeah.
want to
Oh,
like.
thank you.
I
I
do
want to
like
go swimming as well though because I
See me
am
half naked.
Yes.
well. Catch him in changing rooms, I guess.
Oh god.
Don't need a towel.
Stop. Okay,
You
sorry.
can lick the water
Sorry.
off me.
Stop. No one wants to hear this. I made a mistake by saying that.
Yes, you
Look,
did.
Okay, moving on. Okay. No, like, I would just really like to swim. Okay, because I haven't gone swimming in a long time, and I really enjoy it.
Yes.
but I just haven't felt
So-
I haven't felt comfortable enough with like my body recently, to go swimming.
So-
But I'm trying to work out some more personally, and trying to improve, I guess, my body.
It's very fair enough.
I should definitely exercise more because I've kind of gone down quite a bit. Because I used to go to a water polo club, which is water polo is basically like mixture of rugby, football, and swimming. But I quit that recently since I was kind of lagging behind everyone, not as good as them in most things. But after that, I went to the gym for a bit, but then Corona hit, and due to Corona, I haven't gone and done much exercise in quite a while.
Well, I mean, when Corona's over, Matt, yeah, we should go to the gym together. Is it the one you live by?
Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah, I tell you what, we should hit the gym together, like lads.
Hey, absolute lads.
It's definitely not
Yeah.
because I want to see you working out.
Oh,
I
God.
promise.
Oh, whoa.
People are going to take this way out of context. Okay, like
No,
it's
in,
just messing about, guys. Okay.
Just
the
messing
context
about.
is intentionally vague and sexual.
I guess it's bad for people that are like young, because I know that some people do watch this who are a bit young, but like at the same time, I guess you're not really meant to, because my channel isn't for kids. My channel's meant for adults technically.
Like that'll stop them.
Probably not. But talking about not stopping, someone here has put 90 hours into a game, non-stop. I wonder who it. Oh, Cameron, you seem to know about this.
Someone who's put 90 hours into, I think it was Monster Hunter World. I think I know the guy. He's a great guy.
I don't think he is. I think he's a bit of a dumbass for putting that much time into a game. In the
That's nice.
matter of like what, not 4 days.
4 days.
Yeah.
I don't even think 90 hours
Physically
is
not
4 days,
possible.
mate. I think it's
been
not
over the
even
course
2
of a
weeks.
week, hasn't it?
So
It's the course of 1 week.
I think it's about a week and 2 days since I've been starting up with it again. So bear in mind, Steam does tell me that I've been playing for like, it's the past 2 days, right? Past 2 weeks even, sorry. But because I took a break at the start of that, basically, in the past week and a bit, I've got 90 hours of Monster Hunter World, and recently I did buy Iceborne for it. I have been completely addicted, non-stop
have.
playing it. And I
You
have
and
still
someone
found
else
time
in
for
the
other
group,
games as well. So like,
Which I
I've
have to
been
tell you
playing
both off
Firestorm.
about it, because it's unhealthy. And
What, me too?
no, not you. You've literally played it like 1 day.
Yeah, how much
True.
time do you even have on it, Marcus? Like,
I shall check now. You two keep talking, I'll
I
check.
mean, I can check for you. You have 7 hours. Brandon has 9. Wow.
What? I don't have
Oh, no, that's-
9.
No, it's 9 recently. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, I was going to say. There's no way
I
I
was
just
like-
have 9.
No, you have 18. Or about
Okay, that
19.
makes more sense.
Yeah.
9. It's not what?
Yes, mine is quite low. I bought it recently, and I like the game, but it's not my kind of game really. I don't think.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Thank God you didn't buy Iceborne. I said this though, that I thought you should have just bought it by itself, and you was like, well, yeah, but Iceborne together and that like are cheaper. Or something like that. When you said about the sales.
We were saying before.
I thought-
that you two
Thank God
do
though
not
you
play
did
it that
just
much.
Thank God that you did just go with a normal version.
At first, I didn't know that you could buy it separately. Then I realised that the DLC costs more than the actual game.
Yeah, it is a
Well,
lot
that's just
better.
because that's just because the game has obviously gone down in time and that. But obviously retail price it's not.
When did the DLC come out anyway?
2019, I think.
Oh.
The game came out in 2018.
That's so quite close to each other.
I mean, I can check now, to be honest, but it was 2019, 6th of September. Iceborne came out. So yeah,
At what time? What day?
6th of September 2019.
Yes, I was right. Yeah, because the PC version came out in 2018.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of games, this does take us to the next topic, where
Yes, it does.
something has happened big. I suppose big. I haven't really paid attention because I don't care. But
Yes,
Fortnite.
I don't want to stick on it because I don't like Fortnite personally. But
hate it.
Fortnite has been pulled from the Apple Store and the Android Store. Because, and if I'm correct, it's because Fortnite recently just reduced all their V-Bucks to 20% off, and anyway, so it's a permanent stay now with 20% off. But they also then made it a direct what's the word?
Direct purchase.
Yeah, direct purchase. So instead of going through Android and then Apple, they've just gone straight to the gaming company. Which
And in the contract, you have to pay 30% of all of your earnings to the Apple Store, the Android Store. And since they breached that, they were kicked off.
So now Apple and Android are being sued by Epic Games, which I guess is interesting. I don't know a lot about what's going on, obviously because it's Fortnite. I don't really want to get involved. I say it's kind of interesting, but I don't know. I don't think it's that interesting, I guess, to warrant talking about it for too long. It's just something to bring up, I guess.
I felt like it's
But
just
how do you think the lawsuit would end?
I reckon Epic Games will probably come out on top.
probably.
Really?
Apple and Google probably don't care enough for them to
It's
really
only Fortnite.
like bear in mind, sorry, they've probably got enough money from Raid Shadow Legends to just not give a shit.
Yeah.
That I just don't know. I just don't see them really caring enough to be able to put out a strong enough fight back. And also a lot of people supporting it with the hashtag now, hashtag Free Fortnite.
That's a thing.
I don't know. Yeah, that is a
Yeah.
thing.
The thing is, like, even if the app stores don't really care, I don't personally think Epic has that much of a case, since they're suing because they've been kicked off the App Store, but the App Store already doesn't actually need a reason to kick them off since it's their own App Store.
Yeah. It's their own site.
Yeah, it's their own site, so they already don't actually require any reason to kick
The thing
apps off.
is that what I'm reading here and there, there's a lot of stuff where it's saying that isn't the case, and it's actually Epic that are keeping by it, and then it's the next one that's saying, oh, they are. So that's another reason why I don't want to go into it, is because it's quite controversial, and it's over
Different people
and
think
it's
different
over
things.
and it's over Fortnite. So I don't really want to
Yeah.
have people that are like 12 be like, oh.
Just fucking mocking 12-year-olds.
Wow.
Now we're gonna have
Imagine being a certain age.
How rude.
now we're gonna
Okay.
get 12-year-olds that are gonna be like, well, you said this. But
I mean, I don't know. It's just one of those things where right now what I'm seeing is Fortnite has done something against the code of conduct to the sites that they are on, and so the sites have taken them off, and they've just gone aside crying about it, which to me just seems really annoying.
Yeah,
and
but
I
at the
don't know
same
why they
time,
should
I
win
feel
the
like
lawsuit.
Fortnite have also done something good though, because
Really?
they've reduced their permanent price by 20% for all V-Bucks, which it may not sound like a lot, but like 20% in terms of business amount,
Yeah.
that can mean a hell of a lot. And that's just in the way they're consumers. Yes, it may entice them to get more,
Yeah,
But
that's what I was
it's-
thinking.
but yes, while that is true, but it does also mean it's cheaper. Bear in mind, if you was to buy the cheapest or the most expensive one, and you bought it again, let's say, because you're like, oh well, it's cheaper. Yes, you are more enticed to do it again because it's cheaper, but at the same time, it is cheaper.
I think it's equivalent to. Do you know how as games get older and less popular, they decrease the price?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's basically what happened. Fortnite is still a very popular game, but less people are playing it over time, so decreasing the price, so more people buy it, so they get the same amount as
I
before.
don't know. I think they would have. They definitely get the same amount as before, if not more, if anything. Because the amount of people that still support it, the amount of news always surrounding it, and the constant updates and that. And I don't know. I think Fortnite's popular enough that it can go on for another couple of years and you don't need to do anything to it. Like money wise, and they'd be fine. If anything, they could up the prices of it, and they'd get more money.
Yeah.
That causes outrage though if they
It
up
would,
the
yeah.
prices.
Well, they're not going to do that now, obviously, because they've lowered it. But there's also like different packs in Fortnite where you can get like these booster packs or whatever, and they're like £5-6 or £20 each. So like them alone added on to the V-Bucks, it's just a lot of money. You know what I mean? I think they're honestly fine. If anything, they've probably looked at it and thought, well, we don't need this. Probably not, but they probably just saw it as a standpoint of it's more beneficial to the consumers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think is a good thing, yeah, to be fair.
Yeah.
Thinking of the people that actually play the game rather than just making money themselves.
But talking about good people in the gaming industry, Dying Light has released their new DLC when we know that the new game is meant to be releasing this year, apparently. Or is it
Yes.
next year? Yeah,
I think
this
it might
year.
be start of next year.
Most
Hopefully not, because we plan to play it.
Yes, hopefully.
Actually, I'll
Quite
tell you what,
exciting.
actually, I wouldn't be bad being next year, because then I'm getting a new PC and that, so I'd be able to record it.
Yes, which would be good.
True.
Yeah, and it'd be brand new if it's next year. But yeah, they've released their new DLC, Hell Raid, which is quite interesting. As I said, because of their new game coming out soon, and they don't seem like they're going to be stopping when it comes to updating the game. Not necessarily like big updates, but it's rather just like events going on, which is still good. I like that.
Isn't the game like 5 years old though? And, like
It is.
they've
Yes.
frequently updated.
Came out in
it, which is quite
2015.
good.
And it's very old.
Yeah, so
And it has, to be honest, it was very good for the game that it was. Like, quite old, it has very good graphics. It's got a pretty good story, and the devs they keep working on it. They keep releasing community events, more DLCs, obviously, as we're talking about, and they are still working on another game, which I think is incredible as devs.
amazing. Yeah.
And the
So-
game itself, not a lot of sequels and this kind of things. When the first game was so solid as it was, not many sequels look as solid as Dying Light 2 does, because it looks like it's the first game, just better in every way. Like graphical wise, parkour wise, they haven't done revert. They haven't kept it the same thing and done like Dead Island did when they made Dead Island 1 and then they made Riptide, and it was just basically the same game.
Yeah.
They've
The story is
progressed.
completely different.
Yeah, that too.
I'm interested to see
'Cause-
how things have gone from 1 to 2. I'm very looking forward to the game itself.
Yeah, because in the first game, the main game was just one ending, but in the second game, there's like this whole system where certain actions cause certain things. Like if you help civilians get water, then they'll build up, they'll become more powerful, have a different ending, and it just every single action can change everything,
Yes.
which I find is absolutely amazing in any type of
I
game.
feel like a choice-tailored game with the butterfly effect is going to be very, very good. And I'm looking forward
Yeah.
to it, especially integrating that to a game like Dying Light.
What's not good though is the PS5 apparently not being able to run true 4K.
What?
Which
Okay.
yeah, apparently. So this is supposedly, sorry, not apparently. Actually, I think doesn't mean the same thing.
Pretty much.
Supposedly, the PS5 won't be able to run 4K. It will be fake 4K upscaled, basically. Which is very concerning because we was hearing of 8K not long ago. So now to be able to be told that the PS5 won't be able to run 4K, it's a bit worrying, especially since the specs are just as good as the Xbox One, really. Or the Xbox One, what was it? The Xbox Series X, that's it.
Yeah.
The Xbox XS, as I like to call it. It's just as good as the XS, and it's just kind of, I don't know.
I mean,
It is odd. I don't believe it. I don't personally believe it because it's just rumours.
I feel like they should. I mean, there has to be some form of upgrade from PS4 to PS5, so they do have to actually make sure that it runs 4K.
It
Because
would be very
otherwise it's
hard to
just-
not be able to run 4K, really,
Yeah.
at this point.
Yeah.
With how powerful like it looks like, I just don't get how spec-wise it wouldn't.
Yeah, to me, I don't know. I've never been much into PlayStation. I've had Xboxes more. I prefer PlayStation in most ways. I mean, I use a PlayStation controller rather than an Xbox controller. But like, how they're looking at this now, apparently they're not being able to run 4K is kind of. I mean, PlayStation have done very well, in my opinion. I feel like I do prefer them for the things that they get. Like, I mean, even when we think about Call of Duty, they've always had the DLCs coming out first. They have more exclusive games that have come out.
A lot more.
Like a lot more, and a lot more better ones as well.
Well, there's someone coming
this-
to PC slowly.
Slowly, yeah, but having
well,
the
that just means
years
that they're
until
timed
release.
exclusives, though. Things like
yeah.
Yeah.
which they've
Horizon.
when they came out with the PS5 like show-off case thing, they did say there's a lot of timed exclusives, which I think is fine. I think it's perfectly fine to have timed exclusives. I think it's perfectly fine to have exclusive games. I think people, if you get butthurt over exclusivity, I just think it's stupid. Really, there's no point. It's. But how would you think people are going to get money? Like it's. They need to be one-upping their competitors, not being like, oh look, we've got these 20 games. You could buy our system and play these games, or you can just keep with the system that you have, and we'll just release it on there. Why would you do that?
Yeah, and use their exclusives instead.
Like,
Yeah.
but like PlayStation, yes, they may have more exclusives. Don't get butthurt over it. They need money. They need to look better. It's not a good thing that Xbox has less exclusives. Maybe for you at home, but it's not a good thing for Xbox. Like, you're not gonna be enticed to get an Xbox just because I've got less shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even think years ago. I was gonna say years ago I used to be annoyed about that. I don't think I was back then. I didn't really care. I did say that, but I think that I've said it for years now that PS4 is better because of exclusivity. Obviously, PC rules, but over everything.
Yeah.
That's obvious.
I think you'll get to a point where consoles basically become PCs,
They
which
are.
are just with a like they'll become like the same kind of thing as PCs, just with a more customized setting, like a PlayStation setting, whatever.
The thing is, they can never be true PCs, really, because
Yeah.
obviously PCs update, on the daily. I mean, there's new compartments every few months, and there's new this and that, and whereas consoles are meant to last years. You know what I mean? Same thing with
Yeah, yeah.
PCs. Don't get me wrong, but you can keep upgrading a PC.
Yeah.
Different components.
Exactly. And unless they, the next generation they made it so then you can do that, they're just never gonna be on the same level. But they're not meant to be the same level. You know what I mean? They're meant to be a different sense. Hence why PlayStation, they've got their own thing now with the DualSense controller. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Without having haptic feedback, like Rumble, that actually it's meant to be different levels of rumble, basically, depending on what actually happens in the game. And same thing with the triggers. If it supports it in the game, if you pull down on the trigger, it'll be harder to pull down with like a drawstring, like of a bow or something, compared to a gun trigger.
Yeah.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Which is it's amazing, really. Whereas the Xbox One controller is the same bloody thing. It's like, I don't get me wrong, Xbox One controller is really comfy, but just there's no.
It's nothing new.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's a new console. It just feels like, it's now the Xbox One standing up and thick.
I feel like, in a sense, that they do kind of make it seem like it was already good enough. But the thing is, they now you should probably realise by now that there's a lot more that can be added, a lot more things. So people want, the controller, for example, that's quite an interesting thing. I never thought of it, but now that it's a thing that's coming out, I'll be like, I kind of want that, to be honest.
Yeah.
And Xbox need to be
There
able
is
to like
something-
innovate that.
There is something I prefer consoles over to PC, is the fact that you can you have more control over speed with the joysticks, don't you? Like in games like GTA 5, on PC you can only really go as fast as possible when you hold down W, but with the joysticks you can slowly ease it so you can go.
Yeah.
Well,
different
that's the
speeds.
thing though. There are some keyboards out there where you can do that, where you can gently start to press down, and then there'll be that. But it's called a gaming mode. I can't remember. There's not a lot of keyboards that do that, obviously, because it's quite difficult to do. But I think it might be the future of gaming keyboards, where you'll have a gaming mode and then you'll have a normal mode. And I think it will be a case where it will automatically set to that, depending on if you have a game open. And it'll be a case of let's say you press down W, and it will be it'll slowly go down instead of a constant, just not constant, sorry, rather than an instantaneous kind of press.
Yeah.
Plus, Steam did have a controller. Wait, didn't it sell out or something? The Steam controller.
Yeah, Steam, they always sell out anyway. The Steam controller is pretty good, but it always sells out.
Yeah. Isn't it still quite expensive?
Mm.
Thank you for watching, everyone. Please remember to like and subscribe, and put your opinions in the comments section. And thank you for listening to Volume Up.